Morning, everybody. Happy New Year coming up, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas. And there's a bird in the backyard. Dog's chasing. There he is. Wanted to do a quick update and decided to go outside because it's just really nice out. One thing about Arizona is, like, in the summer it's brutal, but in the winter there's really no other places quite as nice. So take advantage when you can. Yeah, so this week was a fun week. We had obviously Christmas and got the kids lots of toys, which they all really liked. And I got the one thing I asked for. So when I was in Memphis for my son, which I have a whole video on that, if you're interested in Luke's story, it's 0 or number 1. It's the first video. It's a long story. But anyway, we were in Memphis for his treatment. He had cancer this year. And when I was there, we were staying in housing, and they had a playground, and they had a basketball hoop. And so sometimes I'd go out there just to, like, de-stress, and I got a basketball, and I was just shooting hoops. And at the beginning, I haven't really played basketball much in my life because I wasn't able to really do sports, even though that's something I've always enjoyed. Anyway, I started practicing and got half decent at hitting I think there's birds flying around. At hitting it, and it was pretty de-stressful. And so when we came back to Arizona, I was like, it'd be cool if I had a basketball hoop and I could just, like, shoot some hoops every now and then. So anyway, I asked for it, and instead of just buying it myself, and Samantha got me that. So I got a basketball hoop, and now I can shoot hoops in the front yard, and hopefully the HOA doesn't, come down and decide they don't like it for some reason. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so I got what I wanted, and had a good Christmas, and then the kids had a great Christmas. We had several friends over. Copper, can you come here? Come here. Stop barking. What's the big deal? We had friends over and just had a lot of time hanging out. So nothing super crazy. We went to ZooLights as well, which was fun. So yeah, it was a good week, and the New Year's coming right up. As far as how I did, I stuck to it pretty well. I did I did cheat and have some cookies because my wife bakes really good cookies. They were organic and, like, cane sugar and everything, but I still probably shouldn't have eaten them. I ate too many of them. And then I did have some cheese because we had some friends over and made pizza the other day. I might just have to go inside. This dog is just annoying the crap out of me. But overall, I stuck with it and stayed on my plan. I'm at, 45 days? No. What's 90 take away 15? I got 75 days-ish right now. So, I'll be coming up on the 90-day mark here soon, and I'll do a recap on how I've done overall. But sticking with it pretty good, building good, healthy habits, all the things that I was trying to do. And I think the main things is my healing on just the internal scarring and whatever of the surgery. I feel like I made massive progressions this last week. I almost feel back to normal 100%. I'm probably 95%, and I'm not 100% back to normal, whatever normal is. I don't even know what normal is, because before this I had cancer, and I think that was impacting me too. So still trying to figure out what normal is, but I feel like the Beta-Glucan I'm taking has made a big difference in my ability to heal faster, because I was kind of just healing really slowly. It felt like I was like, this is going to take 6 months or maybe never. And then it was like all of a sudden moving so much faster healing wise. So that's been really good. The other thing is I had my CT scan and I got my results. So I talked to an oncologist on Friday, and what they said, basically they didn't call out any issues with it having spread. They didn't see anything. They didn't even talk about my lungs or liver. I had to bring it up and be like, hey, did you see anything? And they're like, no, it's all good. The one thing that they did see is on my incision, or right next to my incision. I don't know exactly where it is, but right over there. One of the lymph nodes is 6 millimeters. So my understanding from what he told me, a normal lymph node is 3 millimeters. And so 3 to 6 would be kind of considered in the realm of okay, but 6 is definitely more on the inflamed side. And when it gets 7 to 10 is when they would start to be a little more concerned and might want to do like a biopsy. So they're not like in a hurry, let's go do a biopsy or anything. But and my Signatera, which is the blood test, came back with no cancer. And it's right on the incision. So there's reason to think it's just inflamed because that's where it's healing. And I definitely feel like I was healing slowly there. It was taking forever. And really like the CT was a week before. So like I feel a lot better now than I did when I did the CT. Anyway, long story short, they want to do another scan instead of in 6 months, which would be the normal time, to do it in 3 months. And I did talk to him because I'm a little concerned about just like all the radiation. And so instead of doing a CT, we'll do an MRI, which I think MRIs actually get better images too. So in a CT scenario, I have heard, like your precision isn't perfect, right? So like you could say it's 6 centimeters, but then you actually pull it out and you're like, oh, it was actually not 6 centimeters. It was just the reading of the CT. Whereas I remember, because I actually had an MRI earlier, because of they basically, because it was rectal and they wanted to get the placement right and get more precise pictures and make sure no other lymph nodes were impacted. So I think the MRI is actually probably going to be a better picture. And if we're looking at the measurement of this, I think that's actually a better thing. He didn't say that, but that's just me. Now, so let's just say worst case scenario, and it has grown between now and 3 months from now. If that happens, then we would talk about maybe doing a biopsy. And it sounds like they can do that from like a colonoscopy, so you don't have to necessarily surgically go in. You can go in and biopsy from inside. And then after that, obviously, if it's cancer, then they have to go from there. So I don't think it's cancer. It feels like that whole area has been inflamed. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if in 3 months it's a lot less than, or they don't even see it anymore. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's just a normal lymph node. So we'll see. He's not super concerned about it, but they want to monitor it. So yeah, I think that's the main update as far as cancer goes. Sticking with it from a health perspective. I think as I've kind of gone longer in, it's finding like new things to do or finding ways to incorporate all the foods that I want. So one thing I found is I was putting garlic in the juice, and Samantha really didn't like that because she's like, your breath stinks, which it did. And it made the juice kind of taste pretty gross. So I stopped doing that. But then I was trying to get garlic in my other food, and I wasn't getting it as consistently. And then another one that I want to eat is oregano. So both garlic and oregano are really, well, garlic is like the number one plant to fight cancer, as far as like if you were to test like garlic on cancer, it'll kill it. And then oregano, I forget the exact reason, but it's another superfood that's, I think it's anti-inflammatory, and I think it's also good for fighting cancer, or has been found that, and it's got a lot of other health benefits. But oregano is a lot harder to fit into my diet daily. Like I was just like, I can't find a good way. Like it's not very good on vegetables. It's not like outside of pizza. Like or Italian stuff, then oregano doesn't really fit. But I want to get it in every day. So I was putting in my smoothie, and it made the smoothie taste gross. I'm like, now the whole smoothie tastes gross. I don't want to do that. So I've started making just the other day. So it's like 2 days in. But basically trying to force myself to get it in. So I'm just doing like a teaspoon of oregano, a clove of garlic, and then I'm doing a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with some water. And just, it's disgusting, but I do it just to get it in every day. So it's kind of a new thing. We'll see how that holds up, but I think I'll probably stick with it just because the benefits of those are so high, and I wasn't getting them regularly like I am with some of the other stuff. So we'll see what those do. Anyway, this is turning into a pretty long video. Happy New Year, everyone, and yeah, hope you have a wonderful day. And if you are looking to do New Year's resolutioning type stuff, maybe next week I'll talk about some things that I think might be good ideas to consider. Things that I would do if I wasn't already doing. But yeah, have a wonderful year, and we'll see you next year.